Hey everyone, in this clip I want to show everybody a perfect situation and standards for what Seacoast Hockey Officials and Power Play Hockey League is looking for in regards to the 601 abuse of officials on sportsmanlike progression. That is the 2-minute minor going into a 10-minute misconduct and finalizing with a game misconduct. In this situation here, we're going to have black team right here around the cursor, number 24. He's going to start barking at the end, which eventually is going to lead him out of the game, all in one dead play. So let's take a look at the video, and then we will give our feedback and making sure everybody understands the standards that we're looking for. Excuse me, as we continue on here. All right, so we've seen enough here to see how he gets removed from the game. Let's rewind and we'll break it down. Player's going to come up to the neutral zone. There's going to be a quick break turnover here, which is going to lead to black turning around and breaking back in. So 24 here is going to see 14 fall down. He's going to look for a penalty. There's no penalty here. This is a good non-call. That is, let's call it a 1-minute penalty. It's 5-0. We're in near the end of the second period, right? They're currently losing, or excuse me, I hope they're the home bench, so they're probably losing right now 5-0. Depending on how that outcome happens right there, we either call that minor for roughing or we let it go. It all depends on how black reacts to that one. I like a no call here. So, but at the end of the day, 24 here is visibly upset, which leads to him barking. So his team scores. He doesn't even notice because he's bitching to the referees. But here's where we really want to break down and show what we're looking for our officials moving forward. So R2 here is clearly paying attention to 24, who's screaming, and he's going to give him the time of day. So let's figure this out here. Black just scored a goal, right? Regardless what this guy thinks, who cares at this point? If he's not personally attacking you guys, I would much rather we just let this go. R2 should be grabbing the puck and getting over to the faceoff dot to prepare to drop the puck, while R1's coming up to report the call. By us skating over to the penalty bench, but the team benches, we're giving him the opportunity now to engage with us. If if he's really going to earn that penalty, make him skate towards you or have to scream at you so we can see it on camera. The moment as a referee we skate towards the team bench and we look at him face to face, we're now engaging, and not that it's intently baiting, but we're definitely inviting more fuel to a fire that doesn't need to be. Now I don't know exactly what was said from the referee here, but we can hear the player, and so far I haven't heard anything that's personally attacking. Personally, I'd be okay with just letting this go and moving forward. We let him speak. He bitched. He spoke his mind. We spoke. It's tit for tat here. Let it go. We can't start talking to these guys. They tell us we suck, and then we immediately put them in the box for 2 minutes. We got to develop thicker skin here, guys. This isn't kids. It's adults talking to adults. And if we can't have a conversation or allow them to engage back after we've engaged with them, then we can't. We shouldn't be doing this. So we've now got him in the box. We've let him know that we're not going to tolerate. So fine, we've called him for a minor. At this point, there is no reason for our second official to skate up and now start talking to him as well. We're going to get absolutely nowhere at this point with this conversation. It's only going to lead to a disaster. And obviously, it's not going to be a disaster for the referees because they don't get to leave the game. You're officiating the game. So it's ultimately going to be worse for the player. So let it be. He's already getting a 2-minute minor. Let him cry. As long as it's not a personal attack against either one of you, let it go. Let's drop the puck. But instead, as we skate up here, I'm going to start a timer, and we're going to see how long this lasts for. From the start of when we talk. And it's now. So from the start of when R1 comes up to have a conversation to blowing his whistle, that was over 33 seconds in full time. 33 seconds. That is a lot of time spent on a player while we have everybody else waiting to play hockey that we've already dinged for 2 minutes. The biggest thing that I want to show here is this. We have both referees right next to this player who's already upset, and no one's paying attention to anyone behind. Luckily, everybody just wants to play hockey, but God forbid this game was out of hand. What if someone said something to someone else behind, and now we got guys fighting over there because both of our partners are over here debating with this guy that clearly doesn't understand hockey. More importantly, understanding the psychological factors here. It now looks like we're gaining up on this player, 2 against 1. At no point, and even you look at pro hockey or collegiate hockey or junior hockey, when the referee goes over to the coach, yeah, you see the linesman, but if you really pay attention, the linesman is never facing the benches. He's always facing center ice. And that's because there's not only are you doing your job of looking at the ice, you're also doing a psychological factor here where you're not looking and facing the coach, making him feel like it's 2 against 1 in a conversation. At no point should our referees be in this situation right here, where both of them are dealing with a player that we just called for on sportsmanlike or abusive officials. And we should never be there for over 30 seconds having a conversation about something that doesn't even matter in a 5-1 game at 10 o'clock at night. For us, after reviewing this player received a game misconduct for abusive officials. This penalty has been rescinded. It's no longer a game misconduct. It has now been down to a 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct. They'll go against this player along with a written warning, making sure that he understands that there's a certain respect level to the officials. And if he can't do that, then he will be sitting out a game for his actions. The biggest thing that I want our officials to take out of this is that we're dealing with adults. We're not working with youth hockey kids. The USA Hockey Rulebook is more factored for youth hockey, and we're trying to elevate the USA Hockey Rulebook, and show more of a professional adult level play, which is why we've created the PPHL rulebook with the modifications to try to get us away from calling it as if it is a youth game. We got to remember that these guys are adults. We're going to have conversations with one another. They're going to tell you you suck. It's nothing personal. They're yelling at your jersey. They're not yelling at you personally. If you're going to skate over and have a conversation with them, be ready to accept those type of comments and brush it off. There's no reason most of the time to call these things. If we're going to skate over and have a conversation with them, we're inviting it to happen. The biggest and most effective thing you can do, especially in this situation, is ignore this guy. Let him go into his bench and bitch away. He looks like an idiot. His team's going to see him as a crybaby. They just scored. Let's move on. Go report the goal. Grab the puck, drop it, and if he's screaming from the bench, then you can stop the game and make him earn that 2-minute minor. And if he goes into the penalty box and he starts screaming, you could then give him a warning and say, enough, we've listened to you. If you continue on, you're getting a 10-minute misconduct. Unfortunately, there's no real video or that I can see or any audio that shows that he got a 10-minute misconduct. I think there's a section where I think that's maybe where it was implemented, but we didn't do a real good job with the progression rule, and it's not enough to sell a game misconduct here. So I hope everybody understands what we're looking for here for standards. We need these guys to earn these penalties. This is a little too soft and a little too quick, and quite frankly, it's a form of baiting. When we're continuously skating over to him, having conversations. We need to get away from this type of stuff. This is not doing us any favors. It's only going to create more animosity between the players and the referees. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We can make sure that we fully understand and not get everybody on the same page.